Welcome to GHSA Soccer on the SDH Network. It is Peachtree, Ridge, and Parkview, kind of doing things a little differently here, and it will be a great broadcast for us here on the SDH Network. Thanks for hanging out with us, however you are doing so, soccerdownhere.net or on the SDH app and how we're doing things live. And so this will be once again presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, and the broadcast will be available live or be available later on all of the SDH platforms. Go through the starting lineups for you once again here at the Big Orange Jungle, and it'll be interesting here with me going on the girls' side. Maddie Cruz will be doing the boys' game coming up at 7:30, a bit of a homecoming for her as we continue to roll through here. So here's how things are laying out with as you picture things in your mind's eye here as we go here. Is going to be Parkview in the dark jerseys. They're going to be going from left to right here in the first 45, in the first 40, and Peachtree Ridge will be going from right to left as you picture things here in the first 45. Once again, with Parkview, Gabrielle Paulding with possession, working forward, and she was looking for Samantha Williams. Backline for Parkview in command with head coach Stephen Gaffney's crew. For their second match of the year, no whistle on the foul. Remember, it is 40 minutes. It is a different view, Del. No question about it. We'll be taking comments and questions here as we go. So it'll be a very, very interesting look here as we are trying to broadcast things here on the network for the kickoff of the season here for high school soccer here with the GHSA here in SDH. Going from left to right, it is Parkview. Early touches for Alex Gibb heading to Loyola Chicago after her season is done. Shepherded over toward the touchline. It's going to be last touched by Parkview, and it'll be a throw for Peachtree Ridge. Starting lineup for Parkview, it's Hannah Schaff. She'll be in net, the senior. Ryan Utley will be wearing number 2. Eva Serna, number 3. Alex Gibb, number 6. Gibb, your center mid. Maya Blackwell, the 9th grader, wearing number 10. Brooke Sauer will be playing either midfield or defender, and she will be wearing number 11. Savannah Bradford, number 12. Sydney Steele, 15. Marley Camp is 16. Christine Gulafak, one of the Gulafak twins, is wearing number 18. Anna Brazunas is wearing number 19 for Parkview. We'll get into the Peachtree Ridge lineup as they are engaged here in the match. Once again, Brazunas, about 45 yards from goal with the touch, and she was looking for Utley. And the pass did not happen. Going from one contact to the other, it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge going from one location to the other here. Once again, about 45 yards from goal as they're going from their right to their left. Brazunas with the interception for Parkview. Goes through 3 Peachtree Ridge defenders. She's now at about 35 yards from goal. Stood up about 30 yards from goal that time by Maya Mansour. Peachtree Ridge had possession quickly. We're now in the 5th minute, and it is still goalless here at the Big Orange Jungle in Carl Bostic Field. Heavy touch and a heavy tackle that time. Stood up Marley Camp. Marley Camp wins possession looking top of the 18, and it is knocked away by the back line of Peachtree Ridge, and it looks like it was sent away by Mason Bisbis, and it's going to be a corner for Parkview. And so that'll be the first corner of the match here in the 6th minute. It is a very nice press box for a high school. Once again, Parkview, one of the 7A schools here, the highest classification. And so this is a matchup that was paired with both of these teams here early on in the season. Header up and over the bar off of one of the goal posts. And it is going to end up being a goal kick for Peachtree Ridge. Thanks for hanging out with us for another season of high school soccer here on the SDH Network. Heavy schedule laid out for you. We start the season with this doubleheader here today, and then we end up with Chapel Hill and Alexander next week. Maddie and I will be at Roswell and River Ridge. That'll be on Friday on the network, and we will get everything. It's going to be fun to catch up with our friends at River Ridge. Last touched by Peachtree Ridge. About 20 yards or so from goal on the near side, thrown in. Braziunas looking to go inside the 18, and it's going to be a foul on Braziunas, and it's going to be a free kick for Peachtree Ridge inside their own 18. Starting lineup for Peachtree Ridge and their head coach, Ashley Veljevich, Mason Bisbis and Kennedy Connor, 2 ninth graders for the Lions, and Maya Mansour, the only sophomore. You have 1 junior and Isabella Solis, and a lot of seniors, 7 seniors for Ashley Veljevich. It is Mia Boytel, Betsy Boo, Malia Burks, Megan Goolsby, Sierra Johnson in net. She's going to Cumberland, Tennessee in the NAIA. Gabrielle Paulding and Samantha Williams. That's your starting lineup. So once again, as folks will touch, then we will be letting you know who's engaged here. So enjoy the enhanced audio call here from Parkview here for the girls' game. Inside, looking for the opportunity to shoot was Isabella Solis toward the top of the 18. She was stopped in her tracks. Ball was deflected, popped up into the air, and it ends up with an easy pickup for Parkview, easy save. And so we're going to be working our way from left to right once again. Headed up into the air and deflected. And it was sent away by the Ridge, and it will be another throw once again for Ryan Utley, about 25 yards from goal here on the attacking right-hand side. Looking into the corner for Christine Gulafak. Goes out, and it's going to be yet another goal kick for Peachtree Ridge. Once again, Sierra Johnson, the keeper that Coach Veljevich very, very high on, heading to Cumberland, Tennessee after her time in high school is up. Towards center circle, once again, one off of the goal kick by Ryan Utley. Braziunas in a bit of a back and forth with Ava Serna, looking centrally about 30 yards from goal. Through ball cleared away by Peachtree Ridge. Still trying to fight for possession is Alex Gibb, the Loyola Chicago commit. Won by Peachtree Ridge. They try to get out of their own end about 30 yards away from goal. They finally do get possession after working it backward a little bit to go forward. Pass almost intercepted that time by Savannah Bradford, the junior defender. And it's going to be a throw, getting close to center line. Thrown into the attacking half. The entire Parkview bench is saying that it's their possession. And, in fact, it is, as we are now here in the 10th minute of action here at Parkview to start off the season here on SDH. Once again, SDH's High School Match of the Week presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, where your health is our cause, and Subaru of Gwinnett, located at 2950 Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. Peachtree Ridge with the interception. Center line now over on the far side, won by a 2-on-1 by Parkview defenders. Alex Gibb with possession, trying to send it down the left-hand side. Does not has not successful with the pass. It was intercepted by Mia Boytel, but she couldn't quite keep possession. So we'll stick with Parkview about 50 yards from goal. Nice through ball down the right-hand side. Chance here for Parkview and Ryan Utley. Utley stood up just inside the 18. Nicely defended that time by Peachtree Ridge. Worked up their attacking left-hand side, Isabella Solis. Collision, and you're going to get a foul. Looks like it's going to be called on Maya Blackwell, the freshman defender. Or is it going to be called on Peachtree Ridge? It's going to be called on Peachtree Ridge, so it'll be a set-piece opportunity as the players for both Parkview and Peachtree Ridge came together about 45 yards from goal. So it's going to be a set-piece chance. Marley Camp, the senior defender, hand in the air, looking for the right, sends it into the 18, deflected once and twice, goes over the end line, and it's going to be a corner for Parkview. It'll be their second corner of the first 45. Marley Camp, who took the set piece just a couple of seconds ago, she's heading over to the far corner flag, and she will end up with the opportunity for Parkview, but she is looking for a ball to send into play. First half portion of the match brought to us by our friends at Reverb. Reverb by Hard Rock Atlanta. We mix it up with coffee, cocktails, beats, and sleep. Perched across the street from iconic Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of downtown Atlanta, Reverb brings you an amped-up guest experience. Come to the rooftop bar with phenomenal views of the vibrant Atlanta skyline and stay for the atmosphere. Reverb by Hard Rock. Short corner, back and forth quickly by Camp. Now inside the 18, blocked by the defense of Peachtree Ridge, and that was Mason Bisbis with the block, and it's going to be another corner for Parkview. They're third here in the first 10 minutes. So the third corner here in the 12th minute. Went short last time. They'll go short again this time. Trying to turn inside the 18 was Alex Gibb, unsuccessful, but Camp won possession. Lost her footing on the turf here at the Big Orange Jungle, and here comes Peachtree Ridge the other way, about 40 yards from their own goal. Bisbis combined with Ryan Utley in trying to gain possession, and it's going to be a throw for substitution in the game for head coach Ashley Veljevich. And you end up with Madison Wynn being the first substitution. It's going to be Mia Boytel out, Madison Wynn in. Down the right-hand side, Peachtree Ridge getting close to the 18. Last touched by the defense of Parkview, and it's going to be a corner, the first corner for Peachtree Ridge on the day. Left hand in the air, looking toward the penalty spot, up and over, hits player on each team racing for it. Once again was Marley Camp. Camp will clear it, and it'll be a throw for Peachtree Ridge over on the far side, close to 30 yards or so from goal. Throwing it into the corner toward the corner flag. Touched by Peachtree Ridge, goes over the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick for Parkview. Substitution for head coach Stephen Gaffney. First substitution for Gaffney on the day. Once again, keeping an eye on things here. In the 14th minute, goalless between Peachtree Ridge and Parkview. End of the year by Amaya Blackwell. Or by Hannah Schaff, sorry. Hannah Schaff in net. Ryan Utley working up the right-hand side. Cleared towards center line. Won by Christine Gulafak. Christine, the younger sister of the two Gulafaks. Kathleen, the senior, is injured, not playing today. So Christine, a part of the attack here for Parkview. Goes over the top of her head. Coming way out of her net was Ciara Johnson. Clearing it down the left-hand side. Peachtree Ridge now inside the 18 toward the top of the box. And scuffed a little bit with the left was Samantha Williams. Shot for Peachtree Ridge, their first of the day. 2-1 unofficially. And remember, unofficial statistics. Substitutes are unlimited. And as we have our kind of a conversation as we call the games of the week here in this unique situation. But substitutions, you can do as many as you want. You'll get some quick substitutions, some quick elements as a part of all of this. So Mason Bisbis with the throw, about 50 yards from net over on the far side. Peachtree Ridge charging up the right with Betsy Boo, the young Harris commit. She loses possession. Here comes Parkview once again. Cutting centrally are the Panthers up the right-hand side once again. Utley looking for Anna Brazunas. Pass defended well by Peachtree Ridge. Through ball. In pursuit is Samantha Williams, and she wins possession just outside the 18 on the near side. Charges in toward the penalty spot toward the top of the box, but back comes Parkview the other way. Pass was wayward, picked off by Brooks Sowers as a junior. Long ball up the left-hand side. That might be a bit too much, looking for Gulafak. It is. And kept in? No, it is not kept in. So it's going to be a throw for Parkview in their attacking half, about 40 yards or so from goal. Thanks for hanging out with us in this bit of a unique setup here to start things off here on the SDH Network for the Game of the Week. Once again, after this one, we'll have the call for Peachtree Ridge and Parkview on the boys' side. This broadcast will get archived. It'll end up being on the app, and you get to listen to it as many times as you want all the way down. Shot intended to head on net. Ciara Johnson right there. Shot on target for Parkview. That's for Peachtree Ridge. That's their first on the day. Launched past center line, Peachtree Ridge, and a bit of a charge. Samantha Williams hits it forward with the left, easy grab for Hannah Schaff. So it's the second shot on the day for Peachtree Ridge, and their second on target. 2 shots for Parkview as well, and both of those on target. Launched forward by Schaff. Braziunas was there, winning it near center line for Parkview. A lot of highly contested chances in the middle third so far. Gulafak wins possession about 30 yards from her own goal up the right-hand side. Through a couple of players, Peachtree Ridge once again winning possession. Braziunas tries to win it back for Parkview. Into center circle. Got past Megan Goolsby, the young Harris commit. Through ball, once again looking for Gulafak. Getting there early was Samantha Williams. Heads back to Ciara Johnson. And nice job there by Samantha Williams to let the ball stay in command of it, and it goes over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for Peachtree Ridge and Ciara Johnson. Once again, 7 seniors for head coach Ashley Veljevich and the Lions. Lions last season hovered around 500, 1 game under 500 in both region and non-region play. They played 1 match so far this year, and it was a 2-0 loss to St. Pius back on February the 2nd. So after this, they have a road trip. And boy, do they have a road trip. After this, they play Islands High School in Savannah in 2 days' time. And then they get a couple days off before they come back, and they get Collins Hill at Peachtree Ridge. Coming up on the halfway point of the first half, no goals on the board once again. The second match of the season for Peachtree Ridge and head coach Ashley Veljevich. Just outside the 18, Hannah Schaff sends it forward. Alex Gibb, center circle. Cycles through the gears looking down the left wing for an intended target. Defense was there for Peachtree Ridge and looking for Sydney Steele. Pass was intercepted, last touch by Steele, and it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge. Far side in their defensive half, about 35 yards from goal. Hops over the Parkview defender, but Parkview eventually wins possession back, and they'll come back up the left-hand side. Once again, Alex Gibb, about 50 yards from goal. Cuts it to the inside. Stabbed at by one of the Peachtree Ridge defenders. Kept possession through center circle now over to the right-hand side. Ryan Utley passing to Alex Gibb. Gibb passing it into the corner, but nicely done that time on defense by Kennedy Connor. Watches the ball go out over the end line, so it'll end up being another goal kick. Substitutions coming at the next opportunity for Stephen Gaffney and Parkview. Ava Serna will check out. And looks like it's the first appearance for Brianna Salcido for the day, the sophomore midfielder. More substitutions coming in at the next opportunity. '21st minute here, no score. Peachtree Ridge and Parkview. Madison Wen tried to get around the defender, who was a Salcedo. 2-on-2, stuck with it. And once again, it was Madison Wen keeping possession, tried to get around the same two defenders, one of them including Salcedo. Ends up back to Hannah Schaff. Schaff launches it towards center circle, about 50 yards from goal in her defensive half. A lot of open space, and Betsy Boo was completely and totally upended by Marley Camp. About 27 yards from goal, Camp just stood her up. And so it'll be a set piece for Peachtree Ridge. And Betsy Boo, one of the two young Harris commits. Betsy Boo has to catch her breath a little bit because Marley Camp stood her up. Near side half, about 27 yards from goal, looking and up and over the crossbar and underneath the football crossbar. So over the football crossbar, under the football crossbar here in the Big Orange Jungle, and it'll be a goal kick. Third shot of the match for Peachtree Ridge, all three on target. And so for Hannah Schaff, a bit of an equipment adjustment. A loose shoe had to be tied. So one of the ball girls ties the left cleat. Ball sent forward by Schaff, but it goes right to a Peachtree Ridge player. Salcedo is there. She is stood up. Here comes Peachtree Ridge. Launch and chip and in. Madison Wen from 25 chips the keeper, and Peachtree Ridge is on the board. $17:09 to go in the first half. Madison Wen saw the opportunity. Chip the keeper, and the visitors have the lead. Big chance here for the Lions, and you're going to get more substitutions from head coach Stephen Gaffney in Parkview. It looks like that Ryan Utley is being substituted. Chloe Ford, the junior forward, checking in for the first time. And we're back at it with a 1-0 lead for the visitors. Peachtree Ridge once again with possession. Madison Wen, though she was stood up by Alex Gibb. Here comes Parkview. Good job by Sydney Steele to initially keep possession. Won by Peachtree Ridge on defense. And it's going to stick with Parkview. Last touch by the Lions. Shot from about 22 off of the throw. Goes into a couple of Peachtree Ridge defenders. Parkview keeps possession. Gibb, centrally about 30 yards from goal, tried a through ball, knocked away by the Peachtree Ridge defense, stood up in return, that time by Brooke Sowers. And they'll try it again. Gibb pulls it back with her right foot, wanted to launch with the left, double teamed by Peachtree Ridge. Kept by Parkview, and a chip from 30, but it's right on. Sierra Johnson with the grab for Parkview on their third shot of the first half here. 15-50 and counting in the first. 1-0 to Peachtree Ridge. Up in the air, Samantha Williams had it about 40 yards from goal. She couldn't keep possession. 30 yards from goal over on the far side, so it's going to be Peachtree Ridge losing possession there. It'll be a throw over on the far side. 30 yards from goal near the Parkview bench. Over on the side of the old stands, for those of you that may be familiar with what Parkview looks like for football. That's where they have all of the championship banners from the big run that they had in the 90s when they went 45-0, won in 1991 as well. Parkview trying to get out of a jam about 25 yards from their own goal over on the far side in their defensive half. Peachtree Ridge coming back with it, but they lose possession over on the far side, and it'll end up being a throw for the home side. Once again, that one goal in the 23rd minute. Madison Wynn chipping the keeper. And we're at 1-0 to Peachtree Ridge. Last season when these two teams met, it was a 2-0 win for Parkview, and it was at Peachtree Ridge. And after that, Parkview would go on to be 12-5 overall, 7-3 in region play, where they would finish up in the first round of the playoffs before losing to North Paulding in the overall. Peachtree Ridge in possession inside center circle. It was Betsy Boo. Ridge keeping possession. Looking for Boo about 45 yards from goal in the attacking half. Alex Gibb on the spin, tries to keep possession away from the Peachtree Ridge defender. Nicely done there, charging through center circle to keep possession. Goes to her left, down the left-hand side. Nice ball looking for Sydney Steele. Steele over toward the end line, now inside the 18, wants to challenge to the near post, and it goes side netting. So the fourth shot of the first half, all of them have been on target for Parkview. And it is now, once again, another goal kick for Peachtree Ridge and for Sierra Johnson. $13-10 and counting here in the first half. Tipped by Parkview, looking for a target about 25 yards from goal. Shepherded out by Eva Serna. Correction by Madison Wynn. It's going to be a throw for Parkview about 5 yards or so from center line. But excellent work by Amaya Blackwell to make sure that she got to the attacking section. Got to the attacking half before she got to release the ball. Peachtree Ridge trying to spring Samantha Williams forward. Parkview defense was there. Lights are now starting to come on here in the Big Orange Jungle. After this one, once again, it's 7:30. It's the boys with Peachtree Ridge and Parkview on the Tuesday night throwdown here on the SDH Network. The audio for this will be available after the match is over. You can listen to it in its entirety for as many times as you want, brought to us by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, Reverb, and Subaru of Gwinnett. Anna Braziunas inside center circle. Finds a partner in Amaya Blackwell. In Christine Gulafak, 18, not 10. Gulafak looking for Sydney Steele. Steele has it about 30 yards from goal. She'll challenge, but it's right on. Easy grab for Sierra Johnson. So the fifth shot for Parkview. All of them have been on target so far. 3 corners for Parkview to 1 for Peachtree Ridge. Very clean half so far. Only a handful of fouls across the board. But the one goal, 23rd minute, with 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Remember, 40-minute halves. Nicely done with the ball, but it looks like there's too much on it. Trying for the intended target. That time looking for Chloe Ford. Too much there, and it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge. But Peachtree Ridge will be throwing 10 yards extended near side. One by Braziunas. Finding Gulafak, who in turn finds Alex Gibb. Gibb trying to spin away from Peachtree Ridge defenders. Sends it back to Brianna Salcido. Salcido passes to the back line about 50 yards from net. Gulafak, Steele. Steele chips it forward, too much on it. It's going to go over the end line for a goal kick. About 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Once again, this is the beginning of our schedule here for all of the matches that we have for your Soccer Down Here season. Once again, this is our 4th year of doing it. And once again, thanks to all of our sponsors and thanks to all of you guys for the enjoyment that you have when it comes to us sharing the sport as much as we do here on SDH. Substitution for Parkview. Anna Braziunas is checking out for the first time. She's been in for the first 30 minutes, put in a good 30-minute spell. And it looks like Ava Serna is checking in for Parkview to replace Braziunas here with 9.5 minutes and counting first half. Two big hops, and it ends up with Savannah Bradford over on the left-hand side, barely into the attacking half, but Peachtree Ridge comes away with it. Center circle, and Megan Goolsby had possession. Madison Wen tried to find a target down the center of the park, could not, stood up by Parkview's defense. Ball into the corner, and once again, the defense is there for Peachtree Ridge. Well done that time. Once again, on the back line by Samantha Williams. It's going to be a throw about 30 yards or so from net here on the near side. Throw defended by Maya Blackwell, and so we'll try it again about 20 yards from center line. Blackwell, first one to touch it again for Parkview. Brooke Sowers, next to touch. Alex Gibb, good flick with the outside of the right. Once again, a lot of hard challenges in the middle third so far. Back and forth possession. Gibb sprints around one target. Looking, and it ends up looking far post. Sierra Johnson, she initially spilled it, but got the left hand on it before an attacker could get to the back post, and we stay at 1-0 under 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Johnson launches towards center circle. Only Parkview players were there in defense. Flick by Gibb about 40 yards from net in the attack. Went to Peachtree Ridge first. Now 3 quick passes for Parkview. Chloe Ford looking down the attacking right. Too much for Christine Gulafak, and it'll be another throw for Parkview. Substitutions once again coming in for Stephen Gathany. And Sydney Steele thought she was the one that was going to be substituted. But it looks like we're going to wait on the substitution for a minute. Throw by Peachtree Ridge headed back toward the Lions' defensive third. Now they're going to come away with it in the attack towards center circle. It is Betsy Boo. Boo, nice through ball. Defense having to backtrack for Parkview inside the 18. Stood up once and twice. Support was there in the form of Sydney Steele, backtracking all the way from her winger position. And AR says that Steele was the last to touch. So 25 yards or so from net over on the far side in the attacking half. Peachtree Ridge with a throw. Up and over the initial target of Samantha Williams. Parkview now has Gibb in the attack. Pass back to roll forward. Amaya Blackwell looking centrally, looking for Gibb. Too much on it. Peachtree Ridge had 2 defenders there. And the Lions will clear, but only as far as center circle. Brooke Sowers there for Parkview. Over to Steele on the left-hand side. Looks to get past the first defender that was there for Peachtree Ridge in the form of Mason Bisbis. And it ends up going over the end line. It's going to be another corner for Parkview. They're 4th here of the first half. Now the substitutions are coming in for head coach Stephen Gathany. Looks like Braziunas is one of them. And it looks like it is Salcido and Steele who are going to be checking out for Braziunas. And see who the other substitute is who's heading to the near post. Looks like it's Isabel Tinker getting her first appearance here. She's lined up near post for the corner. It's the 5th corner of the first half for Parkview. Toward the penalty spot, bounces once and twice, conveniently into the hands once again of Sierra Johnson. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here, first half. Correction, 4:40 and counting first half. We were under 5 minutes to go first half. Sierra Johnson into the air. Corralled by Parkview in defense. Center circle, Alex Gibb. Double teamed. She has had a lot of attention here in the first 35-plus minutes. Kept in nicely by Chloe Ford, but Chloe Ford's double teamed here on the near touchline. Give to Braziunas. Braziunas double teamed. Give to Brooke Sowers. Sowers stood up. Turnover. Here comes Peachtree Ridge once again. Megan Goolsby. Parkview's defense stands in defense there. Keeps the pass from happening on the double team. And here comes, once again, Gibb. Gibb looking for Blackwell. Intercepted by Peachtree Ridge. Blackwell trying to tug at the jersey a little bit of Amelia Burks to try and steer possession away from the Lions. Doesn't quite happen. Goes all the way back to Hannah Schaff in net at about 3.5 minutes to go first half. Once again, the one goal, the only goal on the board. Then the 23rd minute for Peachtree Ridge. Madison Wen chips the keeper, and we get a foul on Parkview, second of the first half. So just the defensive side of center line. Peachtree Ridge and Megan Goolsby. So Megan moves it forward just to be 1 yard inside center line. So 1 yard into the attacking half. She launches it looking toward the top of the D. Flicked once, and an easy grab. It goes into the hands of Hannah Schaff. Schaff rolls it out to the right-hand side, 2:45 and counting first half. Up the right wing, good chance by Blackwell, but once again, defense was there for Peachtree Ridge as they were looking for Gulafak, Malia Burks, but won back just as quickly by Parkview. Gibb, double team, cuts it back to her left, looking toward penalty spot. Defender there for Peachtree Ridge, not giving up on the play. Gibb tried to have another outlet. Peachtree Ridge there once again in defense. Betsy Boo charging towards center line, tried to pass to her right. Defense was there for Parkview in Ryan Utley. Utley looking for Braziunas now on the left-hand side. Gibb, bit of a shoulder to Betsy Boo. Ball ends up over toward the far corner flag in the attacking half for Peachtree Ridge to try to build out of the back. They don't. It's going to be a throw for Parkview, but substitutions coming in for head coach Veljevich and for Peachtree Ridge here as we're at 100 seconds to go here in the first half. Emily Ho is in. Navia Verma is they are in for the first time here in the first 40 minutes. Gabrielle Paulding will take a seat for the final 100 seconds, as will Megan Goolsby. Big launch, and it is well wide of the target that time. Just trying to see if something would happen was Alex Gibb at 75 seconds, and it'll end up being another goal kick. Sierra Johnson has to go all the way to the track to track the ball down, as she will not be in a real hurry to launch the ball here, as we're now under a minute in the first half. 6 shots for Parkview, 4 for Peachtree Ridge, 5 of the 6 on target, and 4 of the shots on target for Peachtree Ridge. Sierra Johnson with the right hops over the target on a big bounce about 45 yards from goal. So coming up on 35 seconds to go, Parkview one last rush up the right-hand side. Braziunas heads it forward looking for Christine Gulafak, and once again, well defended at the back by Malia Burks. But it will be yet another corner. The 6th for Parkview of the half, if they can find a ball in time, because we're at 10 seconds. 5 seconds, last chance, once again. Looking toward the penalty spot, headed toward the target, and it'll be grabbed very easily by Sierra Johnson, and that'll be it for the first 40 minutes. We'll come back toward the beginning of the second half, kind of recap things for you. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the SDH Game of the Week. We'll be back in just a little bit, and we will get you ready for the second 40 minutes. The score at the break on the Tuesday night Throwdown presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. It is Peachtree Ridge 1, and it is Parkview nothing. We will be right back with more GHSA soccer after this. Welcome back to the Big Orange Jungle. Time for the second half of the girls' side with Peachtree Ridge leading Parkview by the score of 1-0. Once again, the goal happened 23rd minute, and it was Madison Wynn chipping the keeper from about 25 yards out, 25 to 30 yards out. There's your horn, which means that we are getting ready for the second 40 minutes, and that is the lone goal that we had in the first half. Unofficial, and these are very unofficial statistics. Shots for Parkview, 5 of them on target, so 5 saves in the first half for keeper Sierra Johnson of Peachtree Ridge. And for Peachtree Ridge, 4 shots, all of them on target, so 4 saves for Hannah Schaff in the first 40 minutes as well. Corners, 6-1 Parkview, and fouls, 2 for Parkview, 1 for Peachtree Ridge. Once again, very, very unofficial statistics that we have here. And it is 1-0 as we get ready for the second 40 minutes. Parkview in their dress grays with the orange stripe going down both sides, orange socks. They're going to be going from right to left as you picture things in your mind's eye here in the second 40 minutes. Peachtree Ridge in their road whites with the double blue stripe down the side. They're going to be going from left to right. Remember, after this game will be archived up on the Soccer Down Here network. You can listen to it all the time. And at 7:30, we will have the boys match. Madison Cruz will be on the call for that one between Peachtree Ridge and Parkview here from Carl Bostic Field. Underway here in the second 40 minutes. And Peachtree Ridge on the rush early on. Betsy Boo up the left-hand side. She is stood up by Ava Serna early in the second half. But Peachtree Ridge regained possession quickly. It was Isabella Solis. Back with it again, Betsy Boo. Boo working centrally, looking to find Megan Goolsby. Contact was initially there, but it ends up going back to Mason Bisbis. Bisbis looking inside about 35 yards from net, looking for a partner. Pass was too much. Easy grab here for Hannah Schaff to get her first contact here in the second half once again. First minute gone, and it is a 1-0 lead for the visitors. Regaining possession quickly. Through ball was intended for Megan Goolsby. Defense was there, but once again, speed for Peachtree Ridge up the left-hand side. And Kennedy Connor tried to go near post with the left, and it was wide of the target, so it'll be a goal kick for Parkview here at 1 minute and 20 seconds into the second half. And 2 balls were intended for Hannah Schaff. She ends up grabbing one, and the AR will send the second ball back out of play. Hopefully it won't roll back onto the surface. It's going to be close. But thanks to the assistance at the track, it won't. Parkview, a bit of a rush. It's 3-on-3. Now here comes the fourth right down the middle. And well done by Peachtree Ridge to try and keep the ball from getting inside the 18. Sydney Steele will make the throw about for even 10 yards even, but then over at the far touchline, so about 20 yards from the target over at the far side. Parkview wins possession, keeps possession, sent inside looking toward the top of the 18. Chasing after it was Brazunas. She keeps possession for Parkview. Cycles it back just outside the 18, about 20 yards away from the target over on the far side. Peachtree Ridge cannot clear. Gulafak will launch with the right, sends it into the middle toward the penalty spot. Peachtree Ridge finally has a chance to catch their breath and clear, and it will go out over the touchline about 45 yards from the target. Quick 1-2 with Savannah Bradford. Bradford will watch the ball go back to Marley Camp. Camp with the long ball to about 35 yards from goal. Defense is there for Peachtree Ridge. It's been pretty stout so far. The flick just over the crossbar. First real chance for Parkview here. 3 minutes into the second 40. So it's a goal kick for Peachtree Ridge and for Sierra Johnson. Johnson footing to football. Low trajectory. Picked off by Ryan Utley. Parkview had a chance toward the top of the D. Peachtree Ridge came down with it. Defense in return. Utley tried to flick it past the Peachtree Ridge defender, Mason Bisbis. Bisbis had control of it briefly, but she loses it over the touchline, and it will be a throw about 25 yards from the target in the form of Savannah Bradford. Bradford's pass, intended for Alex Gibb, didn't meet the mark. Peachtree Ridge can't get out of their own half. The back and forth continues. Utley's there to stand up Peachtree Ridge and Betsy Boo, so it'll be a throw once again about 30 yards from the target. Utley, ball kicked out of the air, and it's going to be a closer throw in from about 5 yards closer, and then Alex Gibb will have it. She's at the top of the D, wants to turn onto her right foot. She'll do so, and easy punch there, in control, but she couldn't grab it for the save. Sarah Johnson had it targeted, punches it up in the air, but the force of the shot ends up going over the inline, so it'll be a shot, the second for Parkview here in the second 40 minutes. And their seventh corner of the match, shot ends up wide of the target over at the far post, and it will be a goal kick. Get about 5 minutes in here to the second half. Once again, thanks for hanging out with us here on the SDH Network. After this match, once again, the game will be archived for you, and you can listen to it as much as you need. This portion of the match here in the second half, once again presented by our friends at Hard Rock Atlanta. At Reverb by Hard Rock Atlanta, we mix it up with coffee, cocktails, beats, and sleep. Perched across the street from iconic Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of downtown Atlanta, Reverb brings you an amped-up guest experience. Come for the rooftop bar with phenomenal views of the vibrant Atlanta skyline, and stay for the atmosphere. Reverb by Hard Rock Atlanta, proud sponsors of the SDH Game of the Week here and the Tuesday night Throwdown. 5.5 minutes into the second half, it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge, about 20 yards away from their own net over on the far side, working up. They're attacking left, but Parkview is there to intercept. Braziunas leaves it for Gulafak. Gulafak looking, header just misses, intended for a player at the penalty spot. Looked like it was Ryan Utley working her way from the back post, and Utley just missed the header opportunity. The chance was there for Parkview that just couldn't quite connect. Panthers with the throw. And it was Savannah Bradford. Panthers will keep possession. Briefly, lost Marley Camp. Here comes Peachtree Ridge looking toward the penalty spot. The two-hopper by Samantha Williams, easily tracked by Hannah Schaff. Good idea that time by Williams, as she had won possession and won the sprint down the right-hand side, but couldn't quite connect with her teammate, and it ends up being an easy grab. Peachtree Ridge once again working down their left-hand side, once again gaining possession into the hands of Hannah Schaff. Schaff looking towards center circle, and Betsy Boo is there for Peachtree Ridge. From 40, why not? Up into the air and didn't miss by much. It looked like it was off of the football crossbar and not the soccer crossbar, and it bounced back into play. A lot of excitement after that, thinking that it hit the actual soccer crossbar, but it did not. So 20 yards out. Launched into center circle by Parkview as they regain possession. Braziunas looking up the right-hand side. First shot on goal, by the way, for Peachtree Ridge here in the second half in the 8th minute. Lions keep possession, sent towards center circle, but the first person there was Brooke Sauer. She couldn't keep possession in the collision with the Peachtree Ridge player. Nice scoop idea there, but Gulafak is there to defend, as is Marley Camp. Camp launches it forward with the right, goes out toward the Peachtree Ridge bench, and it'll be a throw for the Lions coming up down the left-hand side. Kennedy Connor looking toward the penalty spot, popped up into the air. Big bounce off of the first contact by Brooke Sowers. Easy grab once again by Hannah Schaff, and we're 8.5 minutes into the second half. 1-0 the score. The one goal on the board's been the difference. Scored in the 23rd minute by Peachtree Ridge. Sowers to Braziunas as Parkview is trying to get into their attacking half, and they can't quite do it. Here comes Peachtree Ridge once again. Attack from the back, but stood up nicely that time by Ava Serna. Serna down the right-hand side, looking for a target. Cleared away as it was sent all the way back to Sierra Johnson. Johnson launches it toward the Parkview bench. It'll be a throw for the Panthers, about 35 yards from goal over on the far side. Throw down the right touch line, touched by two separate Parkview players, not quite controlled by the Panthers. It's going to end up being a throw for Peachtree Ridge. 9.5 minutes gone, second half. Throw in about 25 yards from goal, 20 yards going from left to right, but then over on the far touchline. But Peachtree Ridge can't quite control it. Parkview coming centrally now. Braziunas wants to launch with the right. She does. Knocked down, and the rebound is in, and we're tied. Anna Braziunas launches from just outside of 20 yards, parried away by Sierra Johnson, and it's knocked in the back of the net, and we're tied with 30 minutes to go. Ryan Utley at the back post. She's been problems for Peachtree Ridge so far tonight. Cashes in off of the parry. Sierra Johnson made the save on the initial Braziunas shot. Parried it 45 degrees away from her, but right there to perch was Ryan Utley, and Utley puts it in the back of the net. We're tied at 1. Three shots for Parkview here in the second half already. One of them on target, the one going into the back of the net just now. Another goal kick for Peachtree Ridge. And Sierra Johnson, you can kind of feel the field tilt a little bit into Parkview's favor. A lot of the play has been in the attacking half for Parkview. Substitution, Ava Serna out. And it looks like Brianna Salcido is checking in for head coach Stephen Gaffney. Johnson, forward about 40 yards. Last touch by Parkview. They couldn't keep possession, so Peachtree Ridge with the throw up the right side. Parkview coming away with it once again. Alex Gibb looking centrally. Gulafak, nice ball just inside the 18. Parried away once more, and it's in the net for 2-1, just like that. Two goals in 2 minutes for Parkview, and Parkview has completely flipped this game on its head from being down 1-0 to up 2-1. Sydney Steele given credit for that one. But once again, attacking down the right-hand side for Parkview. Shot on net to Sierra Johnson. Johnson makes the save, parries it away, but at the back post for the rebound. This time, Sydney Steele. Goals by Ryan Utley and Sydney Steele about 2 minutes apart, and Parkview now has the lead. Foul on Mia Boytel as Peachtree Ridge tried to get something going back the other way. We're at 27-50 and counting in this match. Down 1-0 to up 2-1. Camp, hand in the air, long launch with the right, looking to the right of the penalty spot. Headed back and forth. Peachtree Ridge in control. Had it just outside the D. Nice touch over to the right-hand side. Tracking it down, though, Parkview. Parkview with yet another rush. Here comes Utley charging down the left-hand side. Stood up in a tackle. Nicely done there by Mason Bisbis. But it'll be a throw for Utley, about 20 yards from goal here on the near side. Utley with the left. Long, high, curling ball. Having to track it down is Steele. And it goes out and it'll end up being a throw over on the far side about 20 yards from goal for Peachtree Ridge. Ridge charging up the left-hand side now. And they can't keep control. And they're going to say, once again, last touched by Parkview in the challenge. Parkview with first opportunity for head coach Stephen Gaffney. He's going to have a substitution. One initially by Parkview, looking centrally now. 14th minute here, second half, 54th overall. Utley will clear. Sowers looked like she wanted to close, could not. Peachtree Ridge with the right will be well wide of the target, and that was Megan Goolsby. Substitution now coming in for Stephen Gaffney and Parkview. Let's see who. It'll be Isabel Tinker coming in, and it looks like Savannah Bradford will be getting a bit of a breather. So Tinker coming in for the second time in this match, the 10th grade forward. Up in the air, won by Peachtree Ridge, headed now, and it goes inside the 18. Tinker, first touch, tries to dribble with her left to just get out of the jam, and she couldn't quite make the full turn to go up the left-hand side in her defensive half, and it's going to be a throw once again for Peachtree Ridge. 18-yard box extended on the near side. Cleared away by Gulafak. Popped up into the air about 40 yards from goal, near side. 1-2 touch. Now inside the 18. Making contact was both Samantha Williams and Marley Camp. Well defended that time by Marley Camp. It goes over the end line, and it's going to be a corner kick under 25 minutes to go. So we're 15 minutes in, 16th minute early. Second corner, first of the half for Peachtree Ridge. Taking it will be Megan Goolsby. Goolsby will be an outswinger with the right. Let's see if she goes near post or if she's going to loop it into the air and try and go far post. Right toward the goal, and it was grabbed and then not, and off the post and off the back, an own goal. We're tied again. From the corner of the 18, popped up into the air. It goes off of the far post, comes back down, off the defender, and in the back of the net, and we're tied. 24-23 to go, and we are tied at twos. Crazy sequence. So off of the corner, punched away, and then just outside the 18, ball is chipped, hits the far post, comes back out off of the Parkview defender and in, and we're now tied at 2. And you're going to get a keeper change for Parkview now. with 24 minutes to go. And so in for Sarah Cook is Hannah Schaff now. So apologies on having Hannah Schaff in net until just now. It was Sarah Cook who was in. So Hannah Schaff makes her first appearance here at 24:23 to go on a foul. Oh, correction. I had it right. Hannah Schaff started, so now Sarah Cook is in at net. So that's where we are. Okay. Peachtree Ridge down the left-hand side. Boytel had possession, lost it. Now up the attacking right is Parkview. Cutting centrally. Couldn't quite keep control just past the halfway line. With Sydney Steele, and here comes Peachtree Ridge. Game is getting stretched right now. Steele back in defense. Nicely done there with Brianna Salcido. But it is Peachtree Ridge with a lot of room centrally, charging through center circle. And when you got a lot of room, Ryan Utley had a lot of room to close, so Parkview could keep possession. And the back and forth continues here, literally in the 20 yards, 10 yards each way from center line. Into the corner. Can Utley get there in time? The answer is no. 22:50 to go regulation. And we are tied at 2. It's going to be a goal kick. Substitutions for both sides coming in. And leaving for Peachtree Ridge is Mia Boytel. Leaving for Parkview is Christine Gulafak. And checking in for Parkview. We'll see when they get oriented into play. Looks like it might be Angie Yock with her first action of the day. Peachtree Ridge 10 yards into the attacking half. Samantha Williams trying to get possession, and it's going to be a foul on Samantha Williams as they called the swim move on her as she was trying to gain possession away from 2 Parkview players. So the foul is called on Samantha Williams. Only a handful of fouls called on each side so far in this match. Pretty clean match so far in the back and forth. Marley Camp, once again, that powerful right, launches toward Brazunas. Brazunas now dribbling centrally 40 yards from goal. She'll give to Gulafak over on the right-hand side. Hard pass for Sydney Steele. Steele did keep possession initially. And in the defense, last touched by Steele, shepherded out by Peachtree Ridge, coming up on 21 minutes to go, the halfway point of the second half. Coming up in about 1 minute and 5 seconds, and we're tied at 2. 1-0 at the break. 2 goals in 2 minutes from Ryan Utley, and from Sydney Steele made it 2-1. And then about 4 minutes ago, an own goal off the back of the defender gets past Hannah Schaff, and we're now tied at 2, coming up on 20 minutes to go. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the SDH Network for the kickoff of the Tuesday night Throwdown. Boys game to follow around 7:30. It'll be a separate broadcast, so set your notifications appropriately, and you can catch all the action here live on the SDH Network here with GHSA Soccer presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, Subaru of Gwinnett, and Reverb Hotels by Hard Rock Atlanta. Throw over on the far side, up the left toward the touchline. Charging in, looked like it was Alex Gibb. She was stood up by the double team. Malia Burks tries to clear it away. Possession lost by Peachtree Ridge. Gibb right on the edge of the touch line and the end line. Tries to cut it back with the left. Tries to cut it back with the right toward the penalty spot. Cleared away by Peachtree Ridge. Parkview pressuring. Peachtree Ridge tries to clear, but they can't clear all the way out. Once again, Gulafak Couldn't quite get all of the right boot on it, but she ends up keeping possession. Ball swept over to the right, and Utley. Utley tried to dribble around the defender. Kept well by Isabella Solis, and it's going to be possession to Peachtree Ridge off of Utley last. Solis, flick header up the right-hand side in the attack, still 20 yards from the end line. They still have 30 yards to go in their own defensive half. One back by Parkview and Brianna Salcido. Salcido was looking for a partner down the right-hand side, couldn't find one, goes over the end line. It'll be goal kick. Substitution coming in at the next opportunity. And it looks like that will be Isabel Tinker. She will be catching her breath and coming back in. Savannah Bradford, the junior. Bradford camping out center circle. Steele leaves it for Gibb. Gibb through ball looking for Brazunas. Ends up making its way to the net. Launched back out by Sierra Johnson. Challenged by defenders on each side. They're going to say it was last touched by Bradford and not Isabella Solis, and it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge. Samantha Williams tried to turn. Defense was there for Parkview. Alex Gibb through the gears. Nice through ball looking for Brazunas. Too much. In the attempt to try to keep it from going out over the end line, unsuccessful. It's going to be another goal kick, 17:45 to go. Into the air, Sierra Johnson, about 40 yards or so, but Parkview is there for first contact. Peachtree Ridge in the back and forth continues. Samantha Williams on the turn. Knocked out by Parkview, and it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge, about 5 yards shy of center line in their own defensive half. Popped up into the air. And coming away with it is Peachtree Ridge on the defensive side of center circle. Betsy Boo. Boo looking for Gabrielle Paulding, and you're going to get a foul. This time on Steele for Parkview. Fourth foul of the match, fourth whistle for Parkview unofficially. 3 for Peachtree Ridge. Substitutions coming in for Parkview at the next opportunity. You have Stephen Gathany and Zaid Mirza, the head coach and the lead assistant, trying to direct a little traffic on both sides, right next to the AR in the center line. So next stoppage, you will get that substitution brought back in. Desired by Gathany and Parkview. Throw down the left-hand side, right along the touchline. Gulafak lost control of it, couldn't keep it in. And it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge about 20 yards away from goal over on the far side. And substitution still waiting. Now we're going to get the substitution for Parkview. You're going to get a goal kick for Parkview. Christine Brazunas will be sitting for a little bit, taking a bit of a break. Christine Gulafak now checking in. 15 and a half to go. Sarah Cook with the right. Knocked down by Peachtree Ridge, but no foul. Whistle was desired on the Salcido takedown. Another takedown of a Peachtree Ridge player. No whistle here as we're coming up on 15 minutes to go. Physicality picking up on both sides. Alex Gibb with possession just past center line here on the near side, looking down the football hash mark if you're looking for markers. Utley attacking left, looking centrally. Gibb picks it up, wants to turn on Gabrielle Paulding. Tries to do a bit of a 360, knock off her feet. Cleared away by Peachtree Ridge. Gulafak, 40 yards from goal. Centrally. Maya Blackwell, 40 yards from goal centrally, looking down the right-hand side, looking for Camp. And Sydney Steele will watch it go over the end line. So it'll be yet another corner, second of the half, and the 8th overall for Parkview here. Substitutions waiting for both teams at the next opportunity. Looks like Braziunas is coming in. And Angie Yock got a couple of minutes for Parkview. Substitution for Peachtree Ridge. We'll catch that when the players get engaged in the play. Looks like it's Mia Boytel checking in as she takes her position at the near post for the corner. Hand in the air. It's going to outswing her with the right toward the penalty spot. Headed away by Peachtree Ridge up into the air. Alex Gibb first to corral it and try to control it. Couldn't quite do it. Betsy Boo there for Peachtree Ridge. Up the left-hand side, Samantha Williams through the gears, stood up by 3 Parkview defenders, but in the attempt to clear, the ball ends up going backward. Williams is there, and she ends up being last to touch. Coming up on 13 minutes to go, and it's going to be a deep throw for Parkview over at the far side where the benches are, about 30 yards from center line. Ends up being 25 by the time it's thrown in. Unsuccessful on the throw, and it's going to be turned over right in front of the Peachtree Ridge bench, about 45 yards from goal. Benches are over on the far side as you picture the match here in your mind's eye from the Big Orange Jungle. Peachtree Ridge looking for a handball off of the contact in front of the bench. Had a lot of hands raised in the air. They finally do get the call from center ref. So let's see how the defense is. Setting up most everybody for Parkview right on the edge of the 18. Chipped up into the air looking toward top of the D. Headed down. And Parkview has a bit of space and a bit of room. Popped up into the air. Looking for Gulafak. Gulafak does keep it in, but Peachtree Ridge clears, but only as far as Braziunas, just far side of center circle. 15 yards inside the attacking half. Braziunas tries to get stood up by Megan Goolsby. Doesn't work. Braziunas going into the corner toward the far corner flag. Tries to turn to keep possession. She does. Great job by Braziunas to keep the ball for Parkview, but the pass inside initially picked off. Second chance, cleared by Peachtree Ridge, but not all the way out. Brooke Sowers was there, but she couldn't find a partner at 11 and a half minutes to go, and it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge. Match tied at 2, about halfway up the attacking half, 25 yards from center line. Initial contact was there on that throw, and the contact continuing between Braziunas and Gabrielle Paulding. This time it's won by Peachtree Ridge. It's again 25 yards from center line. Initial contact made by Parkview. Cleared out over the Parkview bench, and it'll be a throw for Peachtree Ridge once again, as they were looking for Betsy Boo on the throw. Couldn't find a help and a target, and so it's going to be substitutions coming in for, once again, for Stephen Gaffney and Parkview at the next opportunity. Sydney Steele checking back in for Parkview. Off of the throw, swept away by Betsy Boo down the left-hand side. Camp stood up. As both teams were trying to gain possession down the attacking left-hand side for Peachtree Ridge. And it ends up being a throw for Peachtree Ridge, about 25 yards away from goal over on the far side. Initial throw in. And an easy grab on a one-hopper from about 25 yards out by Sarah Cook. Cook looking for Sydney Steele up the left-hand side, defended by Peachtree Ridge. So it'll be a throw for Savannah Bradford as we're now under 10 minutes to go. Bradford looking for Steele. Steele let it go through. And they'll try it again as the defense was there for Peachtree Ridge. Ten yards away from center line, near side. Gulafak won the ball away from Mason Bisbis. The Peachtree Ridge will now have it up the attacking left-hand side, 30 yards from goal. Chance was there for Mia Boytel. She was turned away. Parkview tries to chip their way out of trouble. About 20 yards away from center line, Peachtree Ridge keeps possession. Up the right-hand side, once again, challenging the keeper from distance. After the previous evidence that we've had in this match, Isabella Solis launches long and high from 30 away, and it's a goal kick with 8:40 to go. Into the air up the right-hand side. Short hop past the Parkview intended target, but Eva Serna is there to try to win the ball away from Mia Boytel. She does. And it's a throw-in for Parkview in front of the Peachtree Ridge bench, about 10 yards away from center line over on the far side. Challenged once again by Peachtree Ridge. They gained 20 yards in the throwing position. Next time out, chested down. Flick looking inside toward the 18. Peachtree Ridge tries to come back the other way, left to right. As we're coming up under 8 minutes to go. Stood up, Alex Gibb. Through ball. Three defenders, including Camp, chasing. Getting there first was Samantha Williams, won by Peachtree Ridge. Contact by Camp once again, just outside the 18, and that's going to get a whistle. Contact between Isabella Solis and Marley Camp at 7:20 and counting is going to give Peachtree Ridge a set piece. And we are talking just outside the 18. 3 in the wall for Parkview, being walked back the 10. Do we get magic spray? Not at the moment, but we do get a discussion as to where you're supposed to stand. Sarah Cook directing traffic. Looks like taking it is going to be Megan Goolsby. Goolsby looking toward the penalty spot with the right flick header, up and over everybody. Samantha Williams looking far post with it, and it goes over the end line for a goal kick. So coming up on 6.5 minutes to go. So a goal kick for Parkview. Remember, Parkview had the 2-1 lead. And then 18 minutes ago, 24-23 left on the clock, you had an own goal. And we went from 1-0 up Peachtree Ridge at the break to 2-1 up Parkview to 2-2, and that's where we are with 6 minutes to go. Parkview tried to go up the right-hand side, couldn't keep possession from going over the far touchline, about 20 yards from goal. So it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge, but Parkview's defense closes ranks to get possession. Sent centrally, Brazunas, heavy touch, and it's launched right at Brazunas, and that was a rocket shot from close range, and Brazunas is down. Alex Gibb, looks like that's going to be a foul called on Peachtree Ridge. Brazunas is still trying to gather herself. She took a hard shot, rocket shot from close range, about 5 yards away. It looked like it hit her right in the sternum. She's still trying to catch her breath a little bit. But you end up with a foul by Peachtree Ridge, their fourth of the day, and a set piece from about 20 yards out, once again, just outside the 18, over on the far side. Marley Camp with that dangerous right foot that we've seen a couple of times here in this match so far as we come up on 5 minutes to go, tied at 2. Sierra Johnson directing a little traffic. What does Marley Camp have in mind? Swept in, low liner, header flick, just missed far post. Chance was there for Steele, and she Would have liked to maybe redirect that by about a degree or two, and it would have been in the back of the net. She's looking skyward after that. Great opportunity for Parkview. Camp looking for steal. Substitution now for Gaffney, and it looks like Ryan Utley's coming back in for the final 4:20. Peachtree Ridge, 3-on-1, 3-on-2. Pressure is there. And Gibb, 40 yards from goal, right down the middle of the park. But her pass was intended and intercepted off the right-hand side. Eva Serna tries to win it back for Parkview just as quickly, and she does. She was looking for Utley. It goes past Utley and the Peachtree Ridge defender. Is it going to make it over the touchline? It will. And it's going to be a throw for Peachtree Ridge at 3:40. Savannah Bradford, Utley, both trying to challenge Peachtree Ridge to keep them pinned in the corner here on the near touchline. Camp keeps the Peachtree Ridge traffic away, so Brooke Sowers can get it back to net. Gulafak up the right-hand side. Eva Serna up and over, looking for Alex Gibb. Gibb shouldered off a little bit by Samantha Williams, and it looks like it's going to be a throw last touched by Parkview coming up on 3 minutes to go. Once again, remember, coming up at 7:30, it's going to be the boys' game. Maddie Cruz will have that call for you, Peachtree Ridge and Parkview here on the network. So keep an eye on the social media channels and set your notifications. Brought to us once again by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, Subaru of Gwinnett, and Reverb Hotel by Hard Rock in downtown Atlanta. Through the middle of the park, it's Gabrielle Paulding. You can't miss her with the Peachtree Ridge red hair, playing center field. Nicely done there was Amaya Blackwell. So it looks like it's going to be a throw 45 yards from goal near side for Peachtree Ridge, and it's going to be Mason Bisbis. Bisbis looking to Betsy Boo. Boo could not get away from the double team. Utley is there looking for Gibb. Gibb on the long angle on the give and go. Too much attached to that particular pass. It ends up being a throw. But it'll be last touch by Parkview coming up on 100 seconds to go. 20 yards inside their own defensive half. They're working their way up their attacking right-hand side, meaning Peachtree Ridge. 100 seconds, 2-2 in this match here early in the season with these two sides. So after this one, it is Lovett at Lovett on the 9th for Parkview after this one. After the 3-0 loss to Harrison that started their season. Gibb, near side, past center circle, looking centrally for Gulafak. Knocked away by the Peachtree Ridge defense. Brooke Sowers collides cleats with Isabella Solis, and she's still trying to get a head of steam under her. Coming up on 50 seconds, the back and forth. The rush continuing here. Gabrielle Paulding looking into the middle. Through ball, too much on it. There is Savannah Bradford playing center field. And she tries to keep Solis away from the ball. Solis will track it down in the corner. She does keep it in, but she can't get it inside the 18 with enough of an angle, so it'll go over the inline goal kick. 30 seconds. Into the air, head towards center circle. Waiting for the convenient hop was Gabrielle Paulding. Her header ends up going backwards, benefiting Parkview. And here comes Braziunas. Double teamed, 50 yards from goal. Looking down the middle. Gibb into the corner. One more chance under 10 seconds, and it's there. Flicked and just missed. Toward the penalty spot, and the chance was there for Sydney Steele. The ball goes over the end line, and that will do it. Spirited girls soccer match between Peachtree Ridge and Parkview. And it ends up as a 2-2 draw. Madison Wynn with the goal in the first half, chipping the keeper, 23rd minute. And that made it 1-0, and that was the score at the break. 2 goals within 2 minutes from Ryan Utley and from Sydney Steele. That made it 2-1 Parkview, and then an own goal with about 24 and a half minutes to go made it 2-2, and that was your final score here in the first match of the year for those of us here in SDH for the Tuesday night throwdown. Final stats, and this is incredibly unofficial. Special thanks once again to our friends, presenting partners, Kaiser Permanente of Georgia and Subaru of Gwinnett. Shots, unofficially, 10-5 for Parkview. Parkview getting a lot of activity in the offensive half in the match in and of itself. Shots on target were 7-4. And then we mentioned the goals on the board. Corners 2-1 in the second half, so that ends up being 8-2 overall and 4-4 on the fouls. A very well-contested match on both sides. So that is the early run for the girls' match that ends in a 2-2 draw with Parkview and Peachtree Ridge. Remember, separate broadcast, 7:30. It's going to be Maddie Cruz on the call on the boys' side. Thanks for hanging out with us here on SDH for the first match of the year when it comes to our GHSA coverage. And just when you thought that we were done with the girls' side, they decided to go ahead and play an extra period. We're playing in the extra 10 now, and the action continues here on the throwdown. So as we look at things, it is going to be Parkview. As you look at things, as you look at the picture in your mind's eye, they're going to be going from left to right. Peachtree Ridge going from right to left here in the extra 10. Ball popped up into the air by Brooke Sowers. Peachtree Ridge down the left-hand side with Isabella Solis. Tries to put it inside the 18. Ball knocked away by Parkview towards center circle. Grabbed by Gabrielle Paulding by Peachtree Ridge instead, trying to work their way down the left-hand side. Betsy Boo on the turn. Didn't have enough on it as she was looking for her intended target. Here comes Parkview back the other side. Charging up the left. Target was there, but it goes up and over everybody. Sierra Johnson will grab easily for Peachtree Ridge. Johnson up into the air. Near side. Amaya Blackwell was looking for Gulafak. The only people there are the Parkview defense. Through ball, too much on it. Looking for the target on the other side in Braziunas. Kept in nicely by Sydney Steele. Braziunas taken out by Gabrielle Paulding. No whistle, excellent tackle. Braziunas is still down as we're now 6.5 minutes to go. Braziunas helped up by Steele. And it's going to be a throw for Parkview. Blackwell with the throw. Will go short of the 18. Blackwell tried to sweep at it with the right, didn't quite catch it flush, ends up going wide of the net near post, and it will be goal kick coming up on 6 minutes to go in overtime. 6 minutes in the extra frame. Once again, reminder that after this, it will be the boys' match with Peachtree Ridge and Parkview. In between the end of the 80 minutes and the decision to play the extra frame, boys were out there starting to warm up. Maddie, you'll have your lineups with you coming up in short order. Big hop up and over Savannah Bradford, but kept by Brooke Sowers and by Ryan Utley. And it's going to be a throw for Parkview. Back and forth, Megan Goolsby with the header, but chasing into the corner, going to be played back to Sierra Johnson. Johnson pops it up into the air, gets it about 30 yards from goal over on the far side. 4 contacts with the head, but Gulafak unable to control it inside the 18. Ball cleared, and it's going to be a throw about 25 yards from goal over on the far side for Parkview. It's going to be another corner because that was cleared away by Maya Mansour. Or are they going to say it was last touched? They're going to say it was last touched by. I'm going to say it was last touched by Parkview instead. So it'll be a goal kick for Sierra Johnson. Johnson with the right, up the right-hand side. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the extra frame. Throw in Parkview. And they're going to say it was a handball by Gabrielle Paul, or a foul by Gabrielle Paulding. So it will be about 30 yards from goal over on the far side, moving it back to in between 30 and 35. So what can Parkview do here? High line, Peachtree Ridge defense around the edge of the 18. Braziunas, line drive, one hop, grab, but Sierra Johnson had it. Couldn't quite keep control of it. And it's going to be a corner for Parkview now with under 3.5 minutes to go. Set up over at the far corner flag. Looks like it's going to be an in-swinger with the right. Chipped up toward the penalty spot, headed up into the air, and Johnson will grab. Johnson had it tracked the entire time, and in her backswing trying to roll it forward, she hit a Parkview player with it, and the Panthers win possession all over again. 50 yards from goal, a little chaotic there toward the top of the D. The 3 Peachtree Ridge players are there. Trying to spin out of trouble, it's Betsy Boo. Betsy Boo shepherded off the ball. Here's Braziunas. Braziunas double-teamed, has Steele with her. Eva Serna was there as an intended target. We've unintentionally hit the money ball portion of the game. 2 balls out on the pitch. Coming up on 2:10 to go in the extra frame. Braziunas, throw, chested down, looking for Gulafak. Gulafak couldn't keep the handle. Coming back the other way, it's Peachtree Ridge and Megan Goolsby. Goolsby's long launch down the right-hand side, too much on it. Trying to find an intended target. It's going to be a throw for Parkview, and this time it's going to be Savannah Bradford with the throw. Coming up on 100 seconds to go extra frame. Peachtree Ridge coming away with it. Spinning out of trouble, Samantha Williams. Intended pass in the give and go. Didn't have a whole lot of MPH on it. Ends up being intercepted by Parkview. A lot of activity here in the middle 20 yards. 10 yards in each half. Dicey opportunity there. Malia Birch trying to find a partner to get Peachtree Ridge on the break once again. Parkview almost intercepted it. Center circle, a couple of passes back and forth coming up on a minute. Megan Goolsby tried to turn, hits it off the defender in Serna. Now Peachtree Ridge trying to work up the left-hand side. They can't. Blackwell with the throw now. Throws it 2 hops, 3. Picked up by Sydney Steele. Has a bit of a run on her. And she sends it off the defender, Kennedy Connor, and it's going to be a late corner. 30 seconds in the extra frame. Steele, instead of chasing the ball that's headed toward the track, gets help from one of the ball attendants. 20 seconds. Steele's going to have an outswinger with the right toward the penalty spot, headed down and into the arms of Ciara Johnson. Bit of a pinball action. And that'll do it. So that's it for that 10-minute session. And we'll come back once again for another 10-minute session. We'll do 2 10s. And then, do we get PKs? That will be the interesting part. Teams are going to flip sides. Coming up on 40 seconds left in the minute break. And we'll see what happens here. Once again, the back and forth. You had the goal in the 23rd minute. Made it 1-0 first half. That was the score at the break. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Made it 2-1, and then the own goal made it 2-2, and that's where we are. It was over the last 23 minutes. So a little bit, 24 minutes, so a little bit of symmetry. 23 in, 24 remaining. And there's the horn to get the teams back out there after their counsel from Coach Veljevich and Coach Gaffney. So let's see what they have in mind here as temperatures really start to dip a little bit. Once that sun went down, everything that was going on in the 60s went into the 50s and the 40s pretty quick. So we'll see what the teams have in mind here. Once again, they flip ends. Parkview here in the second 10 minutes will be going from right to left as you picture the match in your mind's eye. Peachtree Ridge will be going from left to right here in this 10 minutes. And there's your whistle from center F, and we're back at it. Nothing resolved in the first 10 minutes. We'll see what happens in the second 10. First contact up the right-hand side, looking for Madison Wynn, the goal scorer for Peachtree Ridge. Good through ball up the right-hand side. The chance is there for Mason Bisbis, and in! Bisbis sends it in toward the 6. 2 defenders are there for Parkview. 2 offensive players are there for Peachtree Ridge. And 28 seconds into the second overtime period, Peachtree Ridge gets it in the back of the net, and they've got a lead, and Parkview's got some work to do. Bisbis worked her way down the right-hand side, just outside the 18, sent it in toward the 6. 4 players converged, and the keeper, and you end up with a goal on the board for Peachtree Ridge, and they take the lead 3-2. So at 100 minutes and 28 seconds, you end up with the lead for Peachtree Ridge that they hadn't had since the 23rd minute. 5 players converging on the ball that Bisbis sent in inside the 18, right at the top of the 6. Peachtree Ridge gets it past the keeper into the back of the net, and we're at 3-2 visitors with the lead once again. Up the right-hand side. Peachtree Ridge now, center circle. Big head of steam. Up the left-hand side now. Nice pass by Betsy Boo, tracked down on the far corner, just toward the edge of the 18. Boo over to the left-hand side to help out. Right at the edge of the 18, launches, and it's right on for Sarah Cook to make the save. Two minutes into the second overtime here. Now 3-2 Peachtree Ridge. Through and looking for Boo, but Boo was held up in defense by Sydney Steele. And here comes Parkview on the right-hand side. Gulafak. Malia Burks is there to try and help defend. Gulafak tracks it down in the corner by the far corner flag, and the ball Centering pass trickles over the end line. It'll end up being a goal kick 2.5 minutes into the second OT. Sierra Johnson taking her time. Understandably so, directing a little traffic. Left hand in the air. Substitution coming in for Coach Veljevich and Peachtree Ridge at the next opportunity. And center ref is wandering over to, looks like Burks and Gulafak, having a bit of a discussion with Gulafak specifically. A quick word. And into the air, Sierra Johnson. Low line drive, and it was last touched by Sydney Steele. Substitution now for Peachtree Ridge, and looks like Betsy Boo will be catching her breath a little bit. And coming in will be Navya Verma for the second time in the match. 6:40 and counting here in the second OT. 2 Peachtree Ridge players, 3 Parkview players in defense. Peachtree Ridge wins it out. Chip and chase, but it will end up being in Sarah Cook's hands instead for Parkview at 6:20 and counting. Big hop up over the first player. Brazunas trying to track it down, trying to get away from Gabrielle Paulding. She does. Ball was kind of in the in-betweens. Burke was looking for Sierra Johnson to come claim it, but it wasn't going fast enough where she could grab it with her hands. Ends up being a throw for Parkview, but Parkview can't handle the throw. Peachtree Ridge knocks the ball out, trying to defend. It's going to be a throw for Savannah Bradford. Ball hops twice. Popped up into the air by Peachtree Ridge down the attacking right-hand side. About 10 yards inside the attacking half. It's a chance for Parkview again. 5.5 minutes to go here, second OT. Peachtree Ridge leading 3-2 with the lead for the first time since the 23rd minute. Madison Wynn with the spin move in the 360. But Parkview coming away with it. Steele tries to get it into the corner to Gulafak, defended by Burks, the North Georgia commit. Creating a lot of problems down the attacking right-hand side for Parkview. Not a whole lot of space available when she's back there. Parkview in possession, 10 yards inside the attacking half. Peachtree Ridge tries to clear. They do. They get it past Megan Goolsby, though, and Parkview once again coming away with it. Savannah Bradford with a little bit of room. Looking for Braziunas off her left shoulder. She tracks it down. Braziunas will chip. Short hop, easy grab, Sierra Johnson. Under 4.5 to go, second OT. Johnson with the jump kick. Big hop up and over Megan Goolsby. 2 defenders are there for Parkview. But Marley Camp can't quite advance it the way that she wants. And here comes Peachtree Ridge the other way. Defended nicely. Running back was Isabel Tinker. It'll be a throw for Madison Wynn. And substitutions for both teams coming up at the next opportunity as we're now under 4 minutes. And it looks like for Peachtree Ridge, Navya Verma in for a couple of minutes. And Isabel Tinker was in for a couple of minutes. They will take seats. Looks like Betsy Boo is back in for Peachtree Ridge. And looks like Ava Serna back in for Parkview. Throw aimed toward the edge of the 18. Swept away nicely by the first touch of Savannah Bradford, but with 3-on-2 and the advantage for Peachtree Ridge, they kept possession. Serna with a touch inside the 18, finally cleared away from the 18, but Parkview can't clear it out. Bradford tried to converge. It ends up with Braziunas about 15 yards inside their defensive half. Braziunas now on a 25-yard charge, leaves it for Gulafak, She stood up once again by Burks. Well done there by Malia Burks. Burks goes from right to left with possession. She is shouldered off by Brianna Salcido, who is back in. The ball ends up going over the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick at 3 minutes to go, second OT. Johnson looks up the left-hand side. Salcido lets it go past her shoulder, so it'll end up being a throw 20 yards inside the attacking half for Parkview. Braziunas tries to track it down. You know Burks is going to be close by. She is. So is Betsy Boo. And it's a throw 10 yards away from the corner flag. Over in the far corner, Braziunas couldn't quite handle off of the first and second hop. Goes over the inline goal kick. And once again, Sierra Johnson will waste not a whole lot of time. Well, she'll waste a lot of time. She'll waste as much as she can. She's going to take her time with 2:10 to go here in the second OT. Foot into football. Sweeps at it with the right. Braziunas got the header 30 yards away from goal. Popped up into the air. Over Salcido. Madison Wynn had possession, lost it to Salcido. Salcido bumps Gabrielle Paulding off the ball, picked back up by Savannah Bradford. Bradford to Sowers. Sowers looking centrally. Picked up by Malia Burks. Burks with the long launch. Looking for Megan Goolsby. Too much to it. Camp gets there first, about 20 yards from goal. It's going to be a deep throw for Peachtree Ridge. Minute 15 and counting here in the second OT. And Peachtree Ridge will take their time once again. Not a whole lot of pressure on the throw in. Betsy Boo had it. Passed it forward. Sowers was looking for Gibb. Too much on it. Now there's a lot of space here for Samantha Williams. Williams inside the D. 3 defenders were there for Parkview. And off the deflection, they finally do clear. Sowers looking to spring the Parkview offense, but Maya Mansour was there instead. Gulafak, the tall target, is there with Salcido. Gulafak looking down the right-hand side. Angle was too tight, and we're under 30 seconds now for Sierra Johnson. Johnson will put it up into the air at 15 seconds, and it's going to take something close to miraculous for Parkview to get a final shot on goal. Popped up into the air, one last chance. Goolsby trying to track it down. Megan Camp is there, or Marley Camp is there for Parkview. And there's your horn. Overtime win for Peachtree Ridge over Parkview 3-2 on the goal. 28 seconds into the second frame. And with 15 minutes on the clock, we got 15 minutes to shut this down. Thank our friends from Subaru of Gwinnett, Reverb Hotel by Hard Rock, downtown Atlanta, and by our friends at Kaiser Permanente for hanging out with us for a little extra girls soccer. All of this will be combined later on the SDH app, and we'll get it all squared away so you can listen to the game in its entirety. Overtime and regulation and all. Final score, 3-2, Peachtree Ridge over Parkview in OT. Maddie Cruz will have the call for you on the boys' side coming up in short order. So once again, separate broadcast coming up about 10 till 8 on the SDH network. So play it safe, everybody, one more time, and we'll catch up with you soon.